Alright, good morning. So, couldn't make it to the gym this morning, so I'm gonna try and sneak in a home workout instead. So, um, realize I'm probably gonna have to go through my list and make some modifications because I was doing a lot of unilateral work because that's what I had available to me. Now that I got the dumbbells, I can vary it up. So, I'm gonna be doing military press, rows, and split squats. And we're gonna be shooting probably that 8 to 12 range. So let's start with military press. And if I ballpark estimate, I'm gonna say about 25 pounds on that. One more. And okay. So I'm doing a little run around, so I'm feeling relatively warmed up. Otherwise, I'd warm up a little more. So I got a nice little sternum pop on that first rep on the right side. So we'll see. I'm curious if the camera picked that up. No pain, just noisy. As I got to 12, that's where I started feeling like the shoulders were they were working. So we'll take a minute and a half and get into the next set. Might be rushing just a little bit because I am trying to sneak in this workout and then a shower and not have to like rush out of the house to get to work. But here we are. That's about it. Got my follow-up in 2 days with the dietitian. I think my overall energy levels have been more steady, which is good. So that's where I'm hoping that we'll discuss like what my actual caloric need is. I'm hoping that to maintain my goal weight is actually less than what I'm getting now, just because of the time it takes to prepare and also like the more food you eat, the more you have to kind of pay. So I'm like, hopefully it's less, but that's where we'll find out. Fingers crossed. Also, I'm just kind of getting, it's like that obligatory, like, I get tired of eating after a while. All right, that's good. So we got, it's 415, 515. So that does feel like a good weight, at least for overhead press. I might do split squats at this weight, because what I'm gonna try and do is drive my knee over my foot, get a little more ankle mobility going. And yeah, you know what, I'll probably just keep the weight consistent. So I'm just working with 25 pounds. Then we're gonna shoot for 3 to 4 sets of 12 of everything. So currently it's not so heavy that I'm already like fatigued after 2 sets, but that second set, it was definitely like a reminder of like, yeah, my shoulders are definitely working. I might take shorter rest breaks, you know, if I was using a heavier or longer rest breaks rather. If I was working with a heavier weight, but this feels good currently. Alright, set number 3, and we'll see if there's a set number 4 needed. Alright, only got 10 on that one. So we'll take a minute and a half and we'll try a 4th set. For the split squats, I may only end up doing 3 sets from a time perspective, because that ends up being a total of 6 sets. And like I said, it's just more so a timing issue rather than a fatigue issue. If I had a little more time, I might bump it to 4 sets, but you know, working with what we got. So yeah, that's where overall I've been doing 3 meals, 2 snacks, and that's been pretty good for me so far. And what I also might start doing for myself is letting myself go to bed a little later. And I'll talk about that more in a second. Alright, here we go. 8 reps. 1. 6, 7, 8. No, actually, let me see here. Nope. No. So staying up a little later. You know, if you consider the standard 9 to 5, 8 to 5, you know, people try and leave the house at 7:30 or 7 o'clock, depending on what traffic looks like, to get to their job at 8, so they're getting up at 6:30 to be ready by that time. So with that, you know, if they're trying to get 8.5 hours of sleep, they're in bed by 10 or so. For myself, I work until 7 most days, getting up at 7:30, 7:45. Eat dinner. It's now like 8:15, 8:30. So for me to go to bed an hour and a half after I've eaten isn't always feasible, even 2 hours later. So if I allow myself to go to bed at a later time, 11:30, midnight, and then instead of setting the alarm for 6:30, I set the alarm for 7, that might be a little more manageable for me. So not as much sleep as I would like to get, but I'm currently falling asleep anywhere between 11:30 and midnight, so instead of tossing and turning for an hour to an hour and a half or so, it's like I might as well just stay up until I go to bed when I'm tired. Okay, so we got the split squats next. Again, nothing particularly fancy here. I'm just trying to drive my forward knee over my toe to get a little calf stretch going. So, 1, 2. Six, 7, shit. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Oh, that burns. That burns in all sorts of places. So my hip is pretty tight on the front here for the back leg. So that was a good stretch. And then just like my whole glute was pretty tight. My calf was getting a good stretch. So like that did not feel good at all. That I was like from a like, oh wow, I didn't realize like it had gotten this bad kind of thing. Here I am. Okay. One, two. 1, 2. 2. 10. And 12. Hi. So we're gonna take a longer break. And we'll do the next set. So I typically go straight up and down. So this is new to me. Whew. How are we doing on time? Okay. Let's see here. So if you're new here, which I doubt, what we're trying to do is just show you a relatively basic entry point to exercise. So this one's relatively more advanced, but can still be done at home. If you don't have the balance for it, you pull up a chair or two, or you have something to hold on to, you gotta start somewhere. You can see a lot of progress with like the generic 3 sets of 10 repetitions. In order to what's the word? I don't know, just get stronger, just to start somewhere. Okay. And it's not always fun, it's not always easy, but you gotta start somewhere. Okay. 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 Taking a longer break. And this is why I want to do like 3 sets. Because even though we're like only strengthening the front leg, the back leg has to be a balanced leg. It's just getting tired. I'm out of breath. So if I go to do my right side, I'm gonna run out of, air before strengthening my right leg. So that's why we're taking a longer break. Okay. Okay, so we've got 2 sets more on the right, 1 set more on the left. And I gotta say, I'm pretty happy with how my knees feel. Like, my whole quad, like, honestly, my whole upper leg is definitely like engaged. Nothing feels bad about the exercise. It just feels like, yeah, it's like I definitely used muscles I'm not used to using. All right. Eight. Ooh. Oh, oh, things are burning. Okay. Oh, things are burning bad. All right. Oh, that's new to me. All right, so reflecting back, I think it's been a while since I've done the forward part, and I've just been more working just straight up and down. But yeah, that's burning. Burning away, I haven't burned before. All right, let me check these off. Let's see here. Words of encouragement. Like, you gotta start somewhere. What I feel like is that I am doing stuff that a grand majority of the population is capable of doing. You might not look the same way when I do it. You might not be able to do as many, you might be able to do more. You might be able to do it with more weight, you might need some help doing that, but you shouldn't. I feel like everybody can be capable of doing the stuff that I'm doing here, or at least the grand majority. So, and you know, I've been exercising or physically active since I was in my teens. I'm now early 30s, so it's like 15 years I've been doing this. I can't expect you to, you know, be proficient in, you know, 15 days. So, do I feel that, you know, you can make a big impact in 15 days? Absolutely. But if I were to give you a better marker of like your overall progress, give yourself a year, 12 months. If I wanted to be like, hear that 15 metaphor, 15 months. All right, so to give yourself a good estimation of like how much you've actually changed in that year. Okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna do a set of rows, give my legs a little more of a break. Do the left leg, do rows as part of my break, so it'll be 2 sets of rows. Then take a break, do the third set of, or final set of split squats on the right leg, and then 2 more sets of rows after that. That way my legs get a little breather. Six. That was 8. We'll take a minute. That'll be 24. So, or you know, to be kinder to yourself, like if you've been underactive for like the last 20, 30 years, give yourself that much time to assess, you know, how much of a change you've made. Hey, you know, 30 months is 2 years. Like you gotta ease yourself back into it. The longer it takes to, or the longer break you take from something, the more time you need to get back into it. So don't be too hard on yourself in that regard. Oh, and then the other thing that I like to measure with is like, so I don't want to say never. Okay, recently, I'll say at least in recent memory, I have not had to take time off from the gym due to an injury. Have I taken time off because I'm just inconsistent and wake up late, and some days I just feel lazy and don't have energy? Yeah. But I've either been able to modify my workouts or keep going with my workouts in some way, shape, or form because I haven't had an injury. So that's another nice way to kind of think about things. Like you might be going slow, you might be going steady because there's no injuries. And you're able to go consistently and there's nothing holding you back. Here we go. Time for a set of rows. Okay. Start off cold, and now I'm definitely working up a sweat. All right. I've done one set so far, so that's fine. Um, yeah. There's a lot of, I mean, there's a million fitness channels out there right now. And I guess the reason I set mine up was because of like, I am the most potentially realistic of them currently. All right, I'm in a spare bedroom. For you, it might be a basement, section of your basement. I'm the only person, I don't have a video editor, filmographer. I do all of it. There's other folks that might do it as well, but there's no fancy equipment, there's no crazy lighting. It's just me. And like, I look closer to you than either of us look towards like these other like, you know, fitness gurus who are working at a relatively high level doing some more intense things. Few folks that I follow, Vitruvian Physique, Jeff Nippard, Nippard, Athlean X, Distinct Strength, Juji Mufu, Brian Shaw, Strongman, bodybuilding, all that, right? I'm not going to say that all of them have their life dedicated to only fitness. But, I mean, Brian Shaw, that's an easy example. Like, he's got a business to run that's centered around him being an athlete. So, I would say his primary focus is training and recovering. And then in the in-between, he's handling the business. He's got his, you know, the support of his wife, and he's got a team. So he's got that much going for him. Athlean X, I know he's got Jesse with him to help with some of that stuff. So, you know, he's got also a team. Not really sure about the other folks, but it's like, yeah, this is a pretty, this can be a individual effort sometimes, right? It's great to have folks there to support you, but you know, some days it just has to be you putting in the work. And like I said, that can sound intimidating. That's kind of where I'm hoping that like I can be a voice of reason or a voice of reassurance that it's like, you're doing okay. Okay. Okay, so we got 2 more sets. How are we doing time-wise? Oh, we're great. So I'm gonna take about a minute, do the 3rd set, another minute, do the 4th set. There's a good chance I'm not gonna be sore tomorrow. I'm out of breath, I'm sweating, I can feel my heart rate like it's elevated.
So I put in the work today. If I'm not sore tomorrow, it's like good. That's actually probably like that. My workout was at a good level for me without overdoing it. So, you know, I might be have some like general stiffness first thing, or if I've been sitting for too long to be like, oh, hello. But otherwise, you don't have to beat yourself up in the gym every day or at home, wherever. You don't have to beat yourself up working out. How about that? Alright. So we got the last set coming up. That'll be a slightly longer workout than I'm used to doing. But let's see, we did 4, 8, 14 sets. So when I'm currently at the gym, because I'm working with barbells and heavier weight, I'm taking longer rest breaks. But I'm only doing about 3 sets of 10. So that takes me 45 minutes, roughly 40 to 45. So I'm doing 4 more sets, essentially an extra exercise on top of that. And it's still taking me less time because I'm using less weight, so I can recover faster. Okay, last set, here we go. All right. So ballpark, what is it? 34-ish minutes, plenty of talk in between, but be kind to yourself, keep working hard. I just need you to put in a little work every day, or at least every other day. Until then, be warm, stay safe. We'll see you next time.